So hi everyone, and today we are going to talk about the inventory management type, cost and basic EOQ model. So I'll not go into the deep, but overall I will finish the concept like how it is going to be managed. So raw material and inventories are there. Okay, suppose you are having a business, so definitely you are going to have the raw material, and over that you will have the like inventory. So what kind of inventories you are going to have, what kind of things you are going to have. So basically you are going to have the raw material. So if you are going to make any kind of scooty parts or something you are making the scooty, okay, so you will have the raw material like iron sheets will be there and iron core metal will be there, everything will be there. Then unfinished products will be there. Okay, somebody will having the mudguard, somebody will having the body, somebody will having the lower base portion. So that will be the work in progress and the movement inventories. And then comes the finished goods and inventories will be there, like the finished scooty will be there. So these three things will you will are going to have that. And in order to like have the inventory, what you are going to bear, you are going to bear the carrying cost, which is CC. And what it covers, like facility storage, material handling, labor, and record keeping and borrowing the purchasing inventory. Then product deterioration will be there. Okay, product will get some rusting or something, some problem will be there. Okay, then spoilage and breakage and obsolescence and pelliferage will be there. So apart from that, what other things, like you are ordering the new material. Okay, so in order to get the new material, what you will get, like transportation cost will be there, toll taxes will be there, other things, lot of things will be there. Okay, labor charges will be there to get the goods downside and upside on the vehicle. Then shortage cost will be there. Why the shortage cost we are telling? Because suppose you are producing the, you are getting the 100 pieces of scooties, and after some time, like during the time sudden demand will be there. So in the, because of this, in the market you will lose your customers, you will lose the goodwill of your customers over your company. So in order to tackle that, we are going to come with EOQ model. What is this EOQ model? Which stay, so in this EOQ model, what we are going to do, we are assuming certain things, like demand is known with certain increment. Okay, and we are known to the demand. Okay, there is not sudden up and down in the demand. Shortage is like shortages are allowed. Okay, we can say like that. And lead time hour and receipt, so we are making the order. So the time we are making the order, after some time we are getting the product. Okay, and that time particular time period is fixed. We are not getting the like order we are giving for our inventory, our product. Okay, we are going to sell. So there must not be like to after 4 days I'm receiving, then after like 10 days I'm receiving, that after 2 days I'm receiving it. Not should be like that, it must be constant. And order quantity and received at outlet. So what we are going to like what kind of annual order cost we are having, this COD upon Q. So annual order cost will be like COD upon Q. What does that mean? Like annual order cost. So you order something, and throughout the year you are bearing that particular cost. So CO is a cost order per day. So cost order per day means D upon Q, and number of order per year. So this itself, this formula is made from two things. This is cost order, when you are making the cost, okay, for particular thing. So how much cost you are bearing for that. And D upon Q is the number of orders per year, where Q is the quantity size and D is the annual demand, which is a constant. Okay, so annual demand you are getting. Okay, per year, suppose you are getting 10,000 orders, that is also constant. And order size is also constant, you are giving around 15,000 units. So number of orders per year you can say. Okay, D upon Q. And CO is a constant. When you multiply these constants, you will get the annual order cost. So what comes like annual carrying cost, when you are saying for this, it's like if you are keeping the particular product in your inventory, so for that you have to give the labor charges, for that you have to give the cleaning charges, for that you have to give the electricity charges. Okay, in order to maintain the freshness of the product, because you are not going to sell your product as such like that. So when this particular index we are talking about, that is CC into Q upon 2, where CC is the carrying cost. Okay, so we are putting the cost on the labor and all, and Q upon 2 is the quantity we are having. So that Q upon 2 is actually the average inventory size. Okay, So this thing we are multiplying, we are getting the annual carrying cost. So if we are putting all these three indices, and we are going to get this kind of graph. Actually, what it is stating, like, this is the quantity and this is the particular time in the x-axis. So what does that quantity means? Actually, this is order quantity, this is q by 2 average average quantity, and this is reorder point. So when we are selling the product, here we receive the product, and after that the quantity what we are having in, in inventory, that is decreasing. So it is decreasing at the constant rate. So what is going to happen, like, suppose if it is decreasing, that is a good thing, that shows you are getting the profit. So it here it reaches the q by 2, half of the inventory got solved. Okay, and after that what we are having, this is the reorder point. So at particular point we are going to sell our inventory, and not sell our inventory. At particular point we have to order our inventory. So this much of inventory we are left in particular point. So suppose 1,000 scooties are there you are having, and after that 100 scooties are left. So we have to order it at 100 scooties. So after that, at the time when we receive our scooties, this particular inventory must be gone, we must have sold this one. So at the time when we make this order, at this particular time period, after that we are going to receive at this point, and this point our inventory goes to this particular point. What we having, like 1,000 we got at the first, now we are also having the 1,000 scooties. So at this particular point again we it will start, and again at this particular point we will give the order, and order will come, and again it will shoot back to this particular point, and this cycle continues. This is the whole concept of, like, this inventory order making. After that, like, what is the total annual inventory cost? So suppose you are having the scooties. Okay, so what you are going to, first you have to bear the order cost. I'm making the order, after this I'm making the order. So this particular time period I have to bear this order cost. So this particular thing is this order cost, and by the time I'm selling this my particular inventory from this point to this point, at particular point I have to bear this carrying cost. So what is this formula comprised of? Our total cost is equals to what I can say, annual order cost, and this particular states that annual carrying cost. This itself makes the formula. Now if I am going to talk about, like, economic order quantity, so this is the whole graph I'm going to talk about. This particular graph is made from this. So here you can say, like, in y-axis we are having the annual cost, and x-axis we are having the optimal order quantity. So q itself in this particular formula is coming on the downside. It shows this graph will make this kind of line, this kind of trajectory, and in this particular formula we are able to see this particular point q is coming in the numerator. So it will be like, if I'm talking about y is equals to mx plus c, so here it is c is 0 and x is a particular point. So it is definitely it will make this kind of graph. So here we are able to see, like, the graph is going in this way. Now when we are going to combine all these graphs in the computer, we are going to get this kind of parabolic graph. So this kind of parabolic graph states that at the particular point when we are increasing the quantity order of our inventory we are ordering, so definitely when we order more number of scooties, so if we are ordering 1,000 scooties, so transportation cost per scooty will be supposed to be 5 rupees. Now we suppose we are going to order 2,000 scooties, so per scooty ordering cost will be 2.5 rupees. So definitely when we are making the more amount of order, because of that the carrying this order cost will be decreased. And after that, when we are saying, when we are making more and more order, so definitely if we are storing more scooties, so definitely the carrying cost will increase. We require more number of labor, we require more number of cleaning. So because of that this will increase. So when we are going to put, we are able to see at that particular point when we are making the order and this point touches each other, at this particular point we are having the lowest portion of this slope. So when this particular point, when the slope, this particular curve touches the lowermost point, at that point we are making the tangential, we will get the slope is equals to 0. And at this particular point we can say that carrying cost will be equal to the order cost. So coming to the point, we can say COD is upon Q is equals to CCQ upon 2. So when we are making the solving the formula by this way, okay, 2 will go there and Q will go there, this will become the Q square CC is equals to 2 COD. So definitely we are going to get this particular formula. Now what comes, the EOQ formula cost model. As per this is actually the EOQ cost model, and from this we can say at this particular point when we have to make the optimal order. Because why this is optimal order? Because at this particular order quantity our total cost will be the minimum. So every person who is making the business will have to see that we, for our inventory, we will bear the minimum cost, then only we are going to make the maximum profit. So we can say like the EOQ, as per the EOQ model, this when TC, total cost minimum, when we are going to follow, we have to order the optimum quantity. So we can say COD upon Q optimum plus CC Q optimum upon 2. At this particular point we are going to got the TC minimum. Now I talked about when we are going to make the reorder. Okay, here I told you that we have to make the reorder. Now the point comes, at what point we are going to make the reorder. So R is equals to D, small d into L, where small d is the demand rate per period and L is the lead time. So what is the lead time? Lead time is nothing, actually here we make the order. So from order we make till the order we receive, this is the lead time. So we can say till the order we are receiving, new fresh order we are receiving, we are leading that particular time. So at the end we are coming to this point that expected number of order is equals to N is equals to D upon Q. And here the expected time between the order, we can say T is equals to working days per year upon N, and D is equals to capital D upon working days. So we here we can get one example. Suppose working days per year is like we are working for the 250 days. Okay, 250 days we are working, and suppose we are having the 10,000 scooties we are selling. Okay, so expected time between order. Okay, so expected time, here I am talking about expected time between order, I can say like 10,000 scooties I am selling in 250 days. Okay, so I am going to talk about like so A, B, and C categories are there. Okay, so for this A, B, and C categories, around 10 to 20 percentage of items we are having, then 20 to 30 percentage of items we are having, and then 60 to 70 percentage of items we are having. So percentage annual consumption, it is there. So suppose I am having our inventory three types of items. So percentage consumption for this is 70 to 80% of annual consumption. Okay, and for this is 10 to 25% of annual consumption, and here it is having 5 to 15% of annual consumption. So a item is actually very tight control, and items being have high value. Okay, see these are having the very high value. Okay, and the control need to be exercised at higher level of authority. Then b items I am having, okay, then moderate control and items being moderate value, and the cost needed to be exercised at middle level authority. And c items I am having, the items being low value and the control can be exposed at gross root level of authority by respective user department managers. So I can say like if I'm talking about the automobile cases, so a is actually the expensive cars I'm talking about, where b are the scooties and c are the spare parts. So these particular thing like spare parts are there, so lower level of managers can easily sell. Where if I'm going to talk about this b, so these are the scooties, okay, and the middle level of managers at that particular point, they can sell it easily. If it is coming for the luxurious cars like Lamborghini is there, okay, Mercedes is there, so that needs a higher authority peoples to sell it in the market. So this is all about the manage inventory management. Okay, I hope you all like this video. Please share, subscribe, and like the. Thank you.